Welcome to Board Game Archaeology, where we play time-worn games from the past. I'm Hunter.
I'm Rob.
And today we're playing the Huckleberry Hound Western game.
A Huckleberry Hound Western game from 1959, Milton Bradley, made for 4 to 10-year-olds, 2 to 4 players.
Yeah, the goal of the game is to be the first person to get all the way to the end.
Yep, and the game is very simple. It says so right on the cover, which I absolutely love. But the game is very simple. It comes with a board, well illustrated with our favorite characters, and it's supposed to come with 4 pieces, but it only came with 1, so I pulled out the pieces to the Happy Little Train game, which you'll be seeing in the future, so we could use it until I can replace the ones that we need, and I'm sure I'll be able to replace those. And this is a spinner game, and you know we always feel it's cards, spinners, or dice. And this has got a little bit of weirdness to it where it has 2 2s instead of a 6. You could still do it with a dice or something like that, but you'd have to dictate which one. Like the 6 would have to be another number 2. But you could still do it, but it's spinner game.
Yeah, to choose who goes first, you use that spinner. For highest roll, I got a 5. So I would go first. And the game doesn't specify necessarily like highest to lowest or anything like that. So I think it's one of those situations where the person who rolls highest, they just dictate.
Right.
Goes clockwise, whatever. That's something that they figure out.
Sounds good, because it really doesn't say. And that's one thing about games with very basic rules and easy. They try to throw a couple things in there to make it fun. But sometimes it doesn't get written in the rules correctly. So they really don't say. They say who goes the highest goes first, and you go from there. But it doesn't say go left, go right. But anyway, that's an easy speaking, thing. So.
From that point, everybody just rolls or spins. In this
5.
case, I'd go 5, and you would do exactly what it tells you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You forgot to clean your gun. Go back to start.
And that's as simple as it gets.
Yep.
That would usually you'll land on a void space and it goes to the next person's turn. If you land on a space with an X, you do the thing that says next to it. That's generally how the game goes.
Yep, and there's a couple of special X's. There's the 2 X's by the jail. If you land on one of those, you go to the jail and you instantly lose 2 turns. And then you come out on this one. Also, Dixie over here needs help. And if you look at the graphic, you don't feel he really does. But when you get to this point, everybody has to stop. And even if you land on top of that person, they have to go behind you and wait in line to kind of skip a turn or skip wherever part of the turn you were in until the next round, really. So once you hit that X, you're kind of in the lead. Nobody can get past you till your turn, and you can go forward.
Yeah, has that kind of theme park stopping kind of thing where it's like, if you're red here and you go past this yellow person and you're right here, you're next in line. Even if this is like, that's you, next turn, you can't do anything. You can't go past this point. That's like the one mandatory point in the game.
Right, and they tell you that, and they tell you again in the rules that if you land on top of it, you're supposed to go back and wait in line, but it really doesn't feel like they're telling you that's the rule for outside of that area, but I have to assume it is. If you land on somebody, you go to the one behind it. That's not occupied. I think it's pretty like almost every game we've ever played. So outside of short rules and one little piece of art issue that I have, I've lost where it was. Yeah, right there, where it should be yellow, but it's white. I think it's a great game.
No, I think the art's really cute. I love Yogi, so
right.
What am I going to do? Say something bad about Yogi?
Right, we got Huckleberry Hound, we got Dixie, we got Mr. Jinx, and we got Yogi. And whenever you got Yogi, you're cool, but boo-boo. No boo-boo.
Well, I mean, we do have a staring into the barrel of a gun.
Oh, that is Boo-boo, isn't it?
Boo-boo,
oh, my gosh.
Boo-boo's one showing here is him staring into the barrel of a gun.
So the fun thing about 1959 is it wasn't quite as sensitive as we are, I guess, today, where Boo Boo is literally looking into the eye of the gun, and where it says Dixie needs help, there's a hole in the bad guy. He shot him pretty clean right in the chest. Now, he could be a zombie. He might not die because he's a cartoon character, but he's got a hole in his chest.
Maybe
Dixie doesn't need our help.
Yeah, it might be Kung Pao rules in this case.
There you go. But it's fun because really good art. You could tell they had got the art from the production company because it looks great. The box art's good. It's got the same character that's on the board game and then shows the board game. It's colorful and really cool. It would have been better if it would have been cool original cover art that, even Milton the Monster took 2D art and painted it and added a little bit to it. This Huckleberry Hound, you're going to love it no matter what. The spinner is cool because, as you've seen in past episodes, where they're plastic or they're held on by cardboard only, this baby's metal. And it spins really, really well, and it's with a metal bracket here.
Yeah.
So it's not going to come off without it tearing and ripping. So I really love the spinner. Again, they use the exact same art they used on the cover and they used in the game. But another game with the instructions on the box is always good.
I'll take instructions that are brief and a little bit vague over overly long.
Right. And the little bit vague stuff gives you some opportunity to talk about it instead of just going roll, roll, go, go, go.
Instead of having someone who's very, very strict about specifics, there's a little bit of leniency to it. And that's not horrible. That is kind of weird that they didn't just have a 6. Because I don't really think that the board is hurt much by including the possibility
of
to
a 6, right?
So I'm not sure
actually,
where that
Yogi
decision
is go
came
back
from.
6.
Yeah, so it's a factor that comes into play, but yeah, it's kind of weird. But maybe it's just after having played it so many times, they were like, people get through it too fast.
Oh, that could be because they want it to be long enough for kids to get invested in.
Yeah,
that's
probably why. But because usually we like the 1-to-1 die versus spinner bet. But in this case, I'm always like, why not just do it? It's so much easier.
Right, and for the younger people, you'd go through the game quicker. So, but yeah, they did it that way they did it, and there has to be a reason they did it that way.
But that will remain a mystery.
That truly will remain a mystery.
Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about us, check us out at toyarchaeology.com. You can also find us on Facebook. Don't forget to like and hit the little bell for notifications, and tell your friends and family to watch.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.